Initially, other than supporting the charity aspect, which is seeing is believing, we wanted to have a marathon of our own. You know, we are the home of distance running, and we did not have an IAAF certified marathon. And every single year since then, we have had new talent come and participate and get showcased, you know, and be able to launch their international careers, because they have, you know, they are able to receive a time that allows them to qualify for the other big international events. Of course, it has also boosted tourism. What a better way to showcase Nairobi than actually host it, you know, host an event here. You know, the scenery is absolutely beautiful. So I think for all intents and purposes, the objectives that had been set out at the beginning, primarily, you know, to support Seeing is Believing, to showcase new talent, to, you know, show Nairobi city, that has been achieved, in my opinion.
A lot has been said about it, but also the number of people that have actually benefited from this proceeds, also it's something that we should say kudos to. Yes,
absolutely. You know, I remember in 2004, the female winner of the 42 kilometers was a young lady by the name of Chemokil Chilapong Benjamin. And I can remember, you know, how we had first palpitations when she crossed the finish line and her chip, you know, flashed on the screen and it said Chemokil Chilapong. And we panicked. We thought, wait, was that a man? You know, because of the name. And then we realized it's a young lady. And then the story that came out after that, her husband had sold 2 ships to get her on a matatu from West Pokot to Eldoret to get the bus, the courtesy bus that the marathon used to provide, or still does provide for runners. And she came and won, and being a mother of 4, was able to completely transition her life. And I think that is a story for the marathon, historically and even now. The winners, you know, right from the 42 kilometers all the way down, when they receive that prize money, it completely transitions their lives, because a lot of these people, a lot of them, you know, are relying on that money to be able to establish businesses, take their children to school, build a home. So in that sense, it has also changed lives.
Peter, it has been a 20-year journey. Then that means this year must be a very special year for everything that will be happening, and also everything that is happening to make the 29th be a reality.
Yeah, so in fact, it starts with our slogan, 20 years of running. So we are looking to do several things. You've talked about the date of the marathon, the 29th of October. The venue of the marathon is Uhuru Gardens. The races, I think you've touched on them. We'll have the 42 kilometers, the 21 kilometers wheelchair, 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, the corporate relay, and then we'll have a CEO's race. We have a special fundraising CEO's race where we're trying to boost the funds that we're bringing together. Several things we want to do this year. One, we've really looked at the start and finish procedures, just to make sure that we, recognize elite runners. There's a lot of interest. We've had over 80 elite runners register so far. We're still validating the details and the names with Athletics Kenya. But if you look at their times, they are elite runners. So we want to do something at the start, which like international marathons, you'll see when Kipchoge is running, they do have like a clean start. So we believe that will help with the start procedures. The finish procedures are also you know, now very well secured. We've had some challenges of a bit of crowding there, but we'll want to make sure, both for the media, when you're seeing the people finishing, and also as they experience the finish and then collect their medals, that it's very clean. This year we are pushing the sustainability agenda. So for the first time ever, we are not going to have plastic bottles on the route. One of our sponsors, Tetra Pak, has come up with a recyclable paper carton that will be used to dispense water. So pushing the agenda on sustainability. Every person who runs and participates in the marathon will get a seedling, you know, of their choice, which they can go and plant in a place of their choice. So those are some of the few things that we're doing to make this year.
And you're saying special. Every person, you're anticipating at least 25,000.
Exactly.
So a huge number it is.
Yeah. So we are quietly confident that we'll come close to that target. The largest race we've probably had in the past was about 21,000. Yeah. So we're ambitious. We started early. The numbers are trending well. Registration is still open on nairobimarathon.com. We close on 22nd of October, but we've seen very good traction. A lot of corporates are registering their, you know, their staff. As I mentioned, we have elite runners, and the public is responding very well.
I know you mentioned how the story of the lady who went to Eldoret to Nairobi. It's not a Nairobi affair. This is a national affair. People need to know that. Yes. So anybody can register and anybody can come and compete.
Absolutely. Registration is open to anybody, you know, from all walks of life, from elite runners, you know, just to even fun runners. And you know, the part of the excitement of the event is just the camaraderie that is around, you know, being amongst other runners and having people cheer you on as you walk. I have seen, you know, very old, you know, elder persons to the very young, just enjoying themselves so it's open to everybody. You know, there's the fun run. There is the, you know, 10K for people who are not the caliber of 42 kilometers. So there's something for everybody.
Even the 5 kilometers.
Yes.
So before we wind up, partnerships always play a very critical role, a very important and vital role. And that's why we are pushing the agenda of sustainability, because our partners come and say there is need to do A, B, C, D. How well do you think partners need to join this initiative, make this dream become what it has become already, but also maybe take it to a different level altogether? I'm waiting optimistic to see more international caliber of athletes coming to compete in beautiful Nairobi.
Yeah, so you're right. I mean, they say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go go together. The success of the marathon has been absolutely because of the partners and sponsors to the race. We've had a lot of support from the Ministry of Sports. We've had a lot of support from the county government. They gave us waivers so that we are not, you know, we don't pay for a lot of the advertising during the day. And we've, over the years, you know, also established relationships with the security agencies to make sure things are safe. Magical Kenya is coming in. We've got the ministries coming in, showing a lot of interest. If you ask me if I look into the future, you know, would like to see a world record broken here. And how would we do that? I think we'd do that by making sure that our partners and sponsors have a bigger stake even in the marathon. So this year, for example, we've got Prudential, who've taken over the 5 kilometers race fully. So that is something that we are testing. How do we then, as a lead sponsor, as Standard Chartered, then bring in other partners to also carry the financial burden so that we can have a bigger race. At one point, Moses, we were very proud. We had about 60 nationalities registered for the race. So creating that awareness is something that we're very keen to do as we raise the standards. Athletics Kenya have really also made sure that we've got you know, a race that's credible. We work very, very closely with the anti-doping agency. So all these things are coming together. We are using technology. If you look at where we started and where we are now, it's been you know, just improving the race, creating the right standards, and that will help attract the international runners as well.
Maybe conclude your final sentiments. I know there is a lot that we can talk about, but what message will you take it to the public as you wind up?
Just register in large numbers. You know, come do your part to you know, better the event. The proceeds are going to help young people, and I just want people to have a fun time, enjoy yourselves, register in large numbers.
Yeah, so it's going to be our 20th edition. We are organizing a great race, so come. If you're coming to break a record, if you're coming to run to win the prize money, you're welcome. If you're coming as a recreational runner, please know that the timing you'll get, you can use, for international races.